Yes, everyone, welcome back to Stretford Paddock. My name's Stephen Howson. This is quick reaction to England making a international tournament final for the first time since 1966. Coincidentally, being back on home soil again for basically all of it by the Rome game. Maybe. Wild, though. Absolutely wild. From a United perspective, Marcus Rashford didn't get on the pitch. Jadon Sancho didn't get on the pitch. There's obviously rumours that we're in for Trippier. I'm not sure we're going to end up getting him over the line, but he didn't get on the pitch, really, apart from the very end, obviously. Had nothing to do, though. Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw, pretty solid without being spectacular from either of them. And I think this is such a bizarre tournament from an England perspective that Sterling's probably ended up being England's best performer, but with like a 7 out of 10 performance. You see some of the performances that said Locatelli's been putting in, and you go, Jesus, yeah, like, Italy look up for it. Even Paul Pogba put some top performances in for France. I don't think anyone in an England shirt has had even a 9 or 10 out of 10, even 90 minutes. I think they've been untested in most of the games. I think the best performance as a team against a good side, certainly, the only good side that they've come up against was against Germany. I thought they were just too good for Ukraine. I think there was ever going to be a threat against them, and that's really what the Scotland game should have ended up like. And Croatia, Czech Republic just weren't at the races with them. England have managed to get to a final without really getting out of second gear, and that could be that everything's going to plan, and that was exactly what Southgate was after. Or it could just be that they haven't played anyone that's put them under pressure yet. Make no mistake, if they manage to get it over the line against Italy, they'll have done bloody well, because Italy are flying. They look good. They look confident. They're attacking in numbers, and they look like they could be beating anybody in the world at the moment. If England manage to get the job done against Italy, I don't think you can knock anything that's happened. And unfortunately, that's the nature of winning. If you win, a lot of sins are forgiven. Southgate got a lot wrong today in the game, and I think he's got a lot wrong in the tournament. And even mad little basic shit like not even having Calvert-Lewin on the bench. You've got two centre-halves, I guess, in case a centre-half gets injured. You've got two, but you've got an injury-prone centre-forward and go, nah, we don't need a centre-forward on the bench. Make that one make sense. Especially when it's a semi-final, when you've got penalties potentially on the cards, you've got launching it forward against a team in a low block. Someone who's got a bit of an aerial presence about them, like a Calvert-Lewin, would be a big asset. Bringing Jack Grealish on and then shitting your pants when it gets into extra time and taking the guy off again, fucking bang out of order. His obsession with playing Saka, don't get it. Really don't fucking get it. And in all honesty, the people that are providing the goals today, Kane, Sterling, not good performances, but somehow England find themselves in a final. And I don't want to take anything away from the achievement of getting into a final. But as I was saying a second ago, they've done it without anyone actually being brilliant and doing it. Now, like I said, if they go on and win it, no one's going to give a fuck. And maybe that's right. Maybe you go, well, who gives a fuck? We won. But if you don't, there's going to be an inquest, and the inquest should be looking at all of these mistakes that have been massive red flags all the way along this tournament that have been hidden, ignored, and disguised because they've been winning. And I thought the best achievement up to now, up to today's game, which I call, by the way, 2-1, you're welcome, has been the clean sheets. If you manage to keep a clean sheet against Italy, I think you've got a very real chance of scoring. They've got a fantastic defence, but I don't think it's a defence that England won't score against necessarily. Because they could get nilled, but I think it's more likely that they'll score. But England probably needs to start playing to its strengths. Use Sancho, use Rashford, use these players on the counter. Do something along those lines that's going to get you over the line. But like I said, if they end up winning, they're just going to end up winning. Before the tournament started, I did a video saying Marcus Rashford shouldn't go. And to be honest, would he have missed him if he didn't? Because clearly Southgate's not having him. I mean, he's barely having fucking Jack Grealish at the moment, who's come into this a lot fitter than Marcus has. Marcus should have just fucked it off in the first place, gone and got the surgery that he desperately needed, and then maybe United have got a player ready for at least close to the start of the season, because he's going to be out for a significant period of time getting his shoulder sorted out in the first place. As for what awaits in the final, I think you're going to have an Italy team that's confident. Spinazzola's going to be a miss for him. Bonucci at the back, though. And that midfield, I think this is much like the Germany game, but probably a slightly different proposition. I think this Italian team could really keep hold of the ball and really make it difficult for England to play through. That's where England could go and utilise their big assets of the pace of the likes of the pace and direct nature of both Sterling and Rashford. But we all know that I think Southgate's shown his hand today, didn't he? This is his favourite side. For whatever reason, he's all about Saka, he's all about Sterling. Harry Kane annoys the fuck out of me with his positioning. He would actually do my tits in to have him in the team, just wanting to be on the ball all the time. I think it's a very selfish nature. And on one hand, I'm cool with strikers being selfish, but should you be in the other end, in the fucking box, getting goals? That's where they're supposed to be, and that's where they earn their crust. I'm not having fucking Kane, me. He's an absolute fucking whopper. Outside of that, it's been a fucking crazy old tournament, hasn't it? I mean, what a goal for the fucking Denmark free kick, by the way. What a fucking goal that was. I think everyone emptied themselves as soon as that went in, didn't they? Because you think got to come from behind now. And Denmark are definitely going to make it difficult. Man of the match, actually I think Kasper Schmeichel, to be fair to him. I thought he had a good game. I thought he was the most effective player on the entire park. Saves a penalty in a fucking semi-final, man. Unlucky that he put the rebound straight to Kane, who pounced on it and stuck it away. I thought he had a really fucking good game. And that's it, I guess, innit? England are playing Italy in a final. A lot of people had written Italy off, I think, before the start of it. But they've been a fucking tasty team. Chiesa, said for a while, I quite like the look of Chiesa. If we weren't going to be getting Sancho, I wouldn't have minded a look at him. I think he's really tasty off the right-hand side. I think they've got more than England, but there's this fucking spooky nature about England in this tournament. They're fucking mooching through without looking ruffled. You can call that confidence, you can call that playing shit teams, call it what it will, but, you know, give me a fucking lucky team over a good one, you end up picking points up and trophies up, and if England haven't fucking done that for, what is it now, 55 fucking years, so it's a good opportunity as any that they're going to get. So we will see. Nice one. Get your comments in below. See you in a bit.